maybe I'll start here before I show you all my busy slide that'll stay up really for just the couple of minutes that I have with you all this morning. But you heard from Jacqueline as she had the idea of doing this partnership with Brand Innovators. She quickly thought, I think it would be really cool to do something related to inclusion. And so with that, she tapped me on the shoulder, and it's been awesome just to be partners in crime with this work. So I here at Papa John's am a part of our HR leadership team. I lead our DEI team, our talent acquisition team, and our talent management team. And so, gosh, it's been a little bit over a year since I've been here. And so I thought what I would do just to ground the day in a little bit of kind of how we go into not only the next conversation, but just the course of the different conversations we'll have, to talk a little bit about Papa John's culture journey. So indulge me for just a couple of minutes, and then without further ado, after that, you'll get to hear from some of my most favorite colleagues here at the company. So, and I'll probably look back and forth here a little bit, but it's a little bit of a busy slide, but I thought it helpful just to think about who we are, why this topic is important, why we wanted to really share this as an organization. And so, you know, as a company, as a brand, we are not young, not old, kind of somewhere in the middle, right? So we're an 80s baby. The beginning of our organization started in '84, and so in that early stage, you know, we first opened, we quickly went to a franchisee model, and then also after that, we opened our first QCC. So for that, what that means for us, it's a quality control center. So we're vertically integrated. So all of our ingredients, all of our dough, well, not only do we make the dough, but we also move all of our products to all of our restaurants. So we have multiple QCCs here within the US and then internationally as well. And so as we continue to move through our journey, you know, we went public, but what you quickly see is we had a view for international. And so the first country we entered into was Mexico. And, you know, I called that piece out because, you know, the piece around culture, around different identities, around, you know, who our customers are. You guys can't hear me?
Yeah.
A little closer, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. The piece around who our customers are, who our team members are, we call our employees team members. It was important very early on, knowing that we wanted this brand to be an international brand, to be thinking around those concepts. And so, you know, we quickly moved into not only just Mexico, but broadening our footprint around the globe. And then, you know, I think one of the things, you know, several years after that, one of the pieces that got us in the news, right, was just the controversy with our previous founder. And so that became, I think the part that is important about that is being up here and being a DEI leader, right, being able to be here and talking about it, that is part of our story, it's part of our journey. And I think it has spurred a lot for us as we think of the culture. And so that put us on a trajectory to really looking at the company as less of a founder-led, but enterprise-wide led organization. And then from there, as we thought about the company culture, as we thought about our values, as we thought about the things that we wanted to do, there was a very clear intentionality on how we drove the concepts around inclusion into the framework of the organization. And so I'll give you a couple of examples of that. With the you know, the leadership team that was put in place as we started to make that transformation, there's, as we look at our number one strategic priority, right, that is to build a culture of winners who believe in diversity, inclusion, and win. So building that into the fabric of our company. Similarly with a lot of companies as well, right, you think of the values. What are the things that we really hold true to how we want to operate, how we want to show up as an organization and as a culture? We have 5 of them. The very first one is people first. I think that is true for not only our internal team members, but also as we think of our customers around the globe. That's that, you know, you see that intentionality on how we've globalized the company. But the very second one is everyone belongs. And so as you think about that, and I'll go through the rest, the intention I want you to notice is how much they are focused around people. So people first, everyone belongs, innovate to win, do the right thing, and have fun. It's pizza, right? We gotta have fun while doing that. And so the intentional work around having a DPI committee started around that time, and you can see as we progress through the years, more things happen from that perspective. We launched our first ERGs, we hired our first chief people and diversity officer. Then not long after that, right, we had the pandemic. Right around that time was also when we announced we wanted to open this office. And we felt as though as we look at the talent market, as we look at the people that we want to incorporate, we have a really strong culture within Louisville, Kentucky, which is where we've been founded. But we also have a corporate hub in the UK, in Milton Keynes, and we felt like this office coming to Atlanta was a way to really round that out. And so by us opening that office, it's allowed us to really foresee that, to see how we can bring those different perspectives more fully within the organization. The piece that you also have in there is, as we've gotten a little bit closer to now, what is some of the work we've been doing and that we've been leaning into? Underneath that, so maybe one of the brand things that was probably noticed is, along that way, we had some intentionality on removing the apostrophe from our name. That is very much a part of the conversation around changing from founder-led to enterprise-led as an organization. And then you get a little bit closer to today. And so as we've gone through that transformation and really looking at being that enterprise-wide led, the great conversation is, okay, so what's next for Papa John's? And so the team that's going to come after me is going to talk to you a little bit about where we are now and how that journey came to life. But where we really identified is, people know who we are, people know who we can be. How do we really adopt that and bring that to life? So I'm not going to keep you guys. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a backdrop. I think the reason for us wanting to do this is such a fabric of who we are. We feel like that's the case for many companies that are out there. So hopefully we felt like people would resonate with that theme, with that idea of really wanting to drive inclusivity into the work that we do. So I'll give my welcome to everyone. Glad to have you here with us. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it back to Al, but the next folks you'll hear are some of my favorite colleagues here to talk a little bit about better ingredients, better pizza, better HSM.